Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Frozen Frontier. How are you doing today, Ryan?
Doing well. How are you?
Quite good.
That's a lie. You're holding it together, clinging onto consciousness.
Well, it's fine. I'm fine. We're all fine. Life is fine.
What's new? What's going on? We didn't get a pre-show, so we can do a little bit of witty banter now.
What is going on? Well, we've started autumn, and it's still going to be hot as balls
Officially,
in Boulder.
yeah.
Yep.
We did. There was yesterday was like the Harvest Festival or whatever. Local brewery did a thing. Ate some mooncakes.
Mooncakes? What's a mooncake?
You don't know what a mooncake is?
No.
Did you?
What?
Don't they do that? They probably do it in Vietnam, and you're just culturally oblivious. I mean, it's like
I love the benefit of the doubt that you give me.
Can you bring one up?
It's basically a little. I don't even know how to.
I'll get one.
Shit. It's like a little pastry wrapped. That's usually filled with like lotus seed paste or taro or red beans sometimes.
Okay.
And it's often with an egg yolk in the middle. It's like a traditional harvest dessert thing.
Yeah. Did not see any of those in Vietnam. I don't think.
Were you there in September?
No. I was visiting you in September.
Okay, that's.
Ooh, let me see.
This one has.
Do not.
This one has
open
like
it.
taro lotus seed paste, two yolks, extra lucky, extra fertile.
Extra fertile.
Oh yeah.
Well, I really want those fertile moon cakes. You know, it's.
No, you become fertile after eating it.
Well, yeah. I mean, those fertilizing cakes I would love. I've just been waiting to start a little family and, get me some moon cakes, Brian. Anywho. Yeah, life has been good. I've been pretty happy with things.
Yeah, is it still blisteringly hot?
It is uncomfortably warm here, and it probably will be through October. That's what it was like last year.
Nice.
What about you guys? Terrible over there, or just peachy?
It's okay. It's okay. We're clinging on to the last gasps of summer. After a week in Italy, coming back to Seattle was a bit of a letdown, but...
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Nice. Well, let's hop into our game then, maybe?
Yeah, did you sort out the announcements? I was seeing that it looks like Discord didn't...
Yeah, something was borked, but it should be sorted by now.
And it seems like you've been pretty lax on the Twitter announcements and stuff.
Yeah. I did mention it today with a picture and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to send me sounds, you can join the Disco channel.
I was just going to do it through Roll20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does that work?
That's how it's going to work for the two of us today.
Okay. Let me... I think I have music enabled, but we'll see.
All right, let's turn it on. Here we go.
Yep, I can hear that. Oh, good.
And we're gonna want one of these soundtracks. So remind us about Grimes's humble origins. He wasn't always the, transcontinental explorer with, a magical crossbow and all of the fine accoutrements he has now. Once upon a time, Grimes was not.
Yes. Grimes comes from humble beginnings. I don't know, born and raised on the outskirts of Wickthron Marenta in a podunk little slum called Landslide, I think, here on the eastern slopes of Wicklamdo, along the river in a shack. Originally with his pa, young Marion, Marion,
Mm-hmm.
Son of a chimney sweep. And I think In the last flashbacks, we explored those humble beginnings from chimney sweep to, I don't know, inductee into the family. Seems like his father had some ties to before him. And I think we last left with Pa passing away.
Yeah.
Grimes getting his first, doing his first favors for the family, and probably,
Not doing him well.
yeah, not meeting expectations. Turns out Grimes is a bit more squeamish than they anticipated, at least for an assassin, and he didn't have the stomach to go through with it. But his ratty little friend did.
And how does Grimes feel about his ratty little friend killing?
I can't even. I think we dealt with all that last flashback because I can't even remember that kid's name.
Yeah.
Maybe they've grown apart.
They probably have grown apart. In fact, we probably won't see him this session at all. I do believe, Grimes kind of, wow, love, what is this? Oh, she's dead. Fuck. So yeah. I don't think there's a lot.
I think we talked through all the fallout after that and even conjectured as to Grimes's future with the family. And I think we'll explore that this episode.
I think so.
Roll around the streets of Wicthron Renta. I think at this point, Grimes is a teenager. I don't know if we need an exact age. I don't even know if we know his exact birth date necessarily.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like 16 or so. So we'll go ahead and treat him as a first level thief with all of his adult stats.
Perfect.
So this probably takes place maybe 15 years before the events of Frofro. We don't need to be precise until we do. Grimes, I mean, Pa's dead, so I don't know where would Grimes be living?
Why wouldn't you live in the shack?
Yeah, he still probably keeps that shack on the outskirts of town. Although depending how things are going, he may stay in the city for nights. I mean, there's no one waiting up for him or anything. That's
right. But it's nice to have an outside shack.
Yeah, and I think ostensibly he's a chimney sweep, but I don't think that's the main income anymore. I think he gets by doing odd jobs for the family, and he uses the chimney sweep thing as a cover. But
do you still sweep chimneys at all?
I think only as a cover. So maybe there's some clients he needs to keep in order to keep up appearances.
Right.
But I don't think Grimes is I don't know, grown lax. He's gotten a taste of what
got a tast of money for the first time.
Yeah, and how much you can make through less than honorable means. So working day in, day out, huffing coal dust does not seem too appealing.
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun. So here you are in the town one day, kind of walking about, looking at buildings, kind of internally appraising things as you go by, when you see one of your cousins hanging out on the street, trying to get your attention a little subtly, little head nod, little underhanded wave.
Yeah. I nod and wander over. I think, most of the time, I think we just loaf around town. I'm betting there are like family protections, right? So I'm not free to just rob whoever I choose, right? So I'm mostly sitting tight, waiting for the go ahead to rob a particular place or to get requested to help out on a job. So I've probably been idling around all morning.
Probably for days, been idling around,
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Cousin catches my attention and I walk over. Do I know this particular kid, or is there
his name is Mickey.
Mickey?
Mickey.
Yeah. And I think by now I'm probably Grimes, right?
Probably amongst these people at least.
After that botched first job, leaving my coaly little fingerprints all over the house, I think the nickname caught on and has spread. Maybe no one even remembers where it originally came from, but
Yeah, these names
Other than I'm a
pop
filthy
up.
chimney sweep who gets them into tight places.
Super
So I nod
grimy.
to Mickey. Oi, Mickey. Sorry, I need to raise my voice, huh?
Hey, Mickey!
What's that?
He waves you over
What's
and
happening, cuz? I gotta work on my British accent, don't I?
a little bit, yeah. He leans in and goes, there's a job waiting for you. Some of the aunties and uncles have an idea of the thing. They wanted me to grab you, see if you're interested in doing some second story work. Simple job, they say. You free today, or you have a client?
I am. My schedule is all clear. Let me grab my things, and I think I pick up my chimney sweep gear from a nearby alley or whatever, and
All right. You grab your stuff.
cap down and follow along.
Yeah. You and Mickey head to this semi-underground tavern. It's like just a little bit below ground level with windows that come up in the alleyways to
Yeah,
like
is this the
see
same
into the
tavern
streets.
as last time?
This is a different one, actually.
Okay.
This is on the southeast side of town. A town side that you don't really visit too often down here.
Okay.
And this is a smaller tavern. It's maybe like a 10 by 15 foot room with just a few tables and chairs set out, and there's not like even a proper bar. This is not like a public tavern. There's just like, a guy standing nearby who will get you things that you need. And sitting around are various family members kind of talking in quiet tones in front of a fireplace.
Yeah, I think I've set my gear outside in the alley. Probably haven't had any trouble with it being stolen recently.
Yeah, not in a long time has that been problematic for you.
And I remove my cap and approach these elders sitting by the fire. How many are there?
There are 4. There are 2 aunts and 2 uncles. And one of the aunties kind of waves you over and says, "Oh, Marion, how are you doing today?"
Doing quite fine, Auntie. And
Good.
you? And I...
Well, we were just having a chat, she says, like kind of ignoring her formalities, but they're probably appreciated anyway. We were just having a chat about how much of a shame it is that your talents haven't been really put to use lately. And we thought that Marion guy, he's something good. We could use him for a project because he knows how to do his jobs, he knows how to keep his mouth shut, and he knows when to ask questions and when not to ask questions.
Taking the hint, I keep my mouth shut and don't ask questions. I nod and maybe take a seat. Is there an empty chair?
There's a chair sitting a little away from the rest of them. So, one of the local lords in Fenden, just to the north, has caused us some problems. And we're gonna go and work out a solution. We have a small team that is going to need access to his upper bedchambers in his keep in Fenden. So we're gonna need you to make sure our boys and girls can climb up there and get in nice and quiet.
I nod. You know those old keeps? Their lords love to light their fires. Those chimneys are always filthy. I'm sure they're in need of a good cleaning. I can...
Can you arrange to work there for a bit? Or set yourself up? How much time do you need?
Fenden. Do I know much about Fenden? Do I ever really leave the city?
Probably not. Fenden has the reputation of kind of being like the podunk hillbilly town. They're kind of like a rough and tumble, semi-lawless society. I mean, not semi-lawless, but like the law takes the law into their own hands.
It's the country, right? It's
yeah.
Right. I bet the nobles there probably take pride in enforcing their own laws, right? So it's not like there's a sheriff in town. It's like you have a problem, the local lords, knights, take care of it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the kind of live by your seat of the pants, rule by the seat of your pants style. And everyone's very happy with that over there.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's like a day's walk.
Yeah, you could be there in a day. Easy.
I can head up there right away. Things are slow in Wicktron Renta. We keep the chimneys clean, so there's not much work on the docket.
Good.
Oh.
Do you need time to set this up? Should we be expecting you to give us the signal when you're ready? Or are you ready to go now?
I'm always ready to do a favor for a dear aunt.
Good.
I can hit the road after lunch.
Perfect. Mickey here will show you to your companions, and they will have all the details that you need.
I look around at the other aunts and uncles who didn't say a word.
Didn't say a word. They're just kind of like nodding and watching the interaction. One of them, one of the uncles, as things are clearly wrapping up, mentions to you, like, make sure to get a hard candy on your way out, Grimes. You do good work.
Is that a euphemism, or is he literally?
No, there's a little bowl of hard candy near the entryway. Yeah.
I nod, stand, and bow. Pause as I'm picking up a hard candy. And take it.
Small little red thing. Yeah.
I think this is like it's like a ritual tradition. I think it's rude to not take one on the way out.
Yeah. You're...
Maybe Grimes thinks back to a story he heard about someone who displeased the family and found a poison in his candy one day.
Ooh. Yeah.
But,
well, when you get to the bowl, there are a whole bunch of candies in there. I don't know if that makes Grimes feel better or worse, but...
Probably better, but he, I think, out of habit, fishes around and, take a one at random from the bottom.
Not the ones lying on top.
Yeah, I think the story goes that old McGreevy displeased the family and he found but a single candy in the bowl on his way out.
Oh, no. Yeah.
All right, so I guess I follow
Mickey.
Yep. Mickey, just Mickey.
Mickey, yeah, he's so
Find
fine.
Mickey waiting outside.
Yep, he's hanging out. He sees you and goes, how'd it go?
Sucking on my hard candy. Good. I think we got a job up in Fenden. Old Lord's chimney needs sweeping.
Yeah, I know the guy's supposed to take you to.
All right, we walk into the alley, collect my things.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Right on this way, and he leads you to this other area that you've been in. There's another hangout spot. It's like a patio, like a back patio in between like a block somewhere. It's like
hang on a sec. Let me need to grab a meat pie before we hit the road. I
Nice.
stop at like a stand and
perfect.
exchange some copper for a pie. And I'm munching on this as
Munchy.
as
Right.
McTacky leads me to this alley. Mickey.
Yeah. So he leads you to this alley. There's this little courtyard back there where there's a few tables and chairs.
Is it like an actual restaurant, or is it like family only kind of thing? Like
the restaurant
private,
has like the front of the restaurant is for the public. This is the back.
It's probably like the kitchen entrance, but there's this set of tables and chairs out back there.
Right, right.
Direct service. And,
it may not be family only, but it's definitely like Insiders Club level, which your family all is sort of privy to. Here you see two figures. One of them is a fairly like built gentleman. He's got a nice suit and a hat on with a little feather in it, and really nothing else going on with him. You know, just fairly nice, nondescript clothes. The other person with him is a smaller, wiry kid with like long, lanky limbs and kind of a twitchy look on his face as he's constantly like, you know, there's a bird chirping and goes and looks at it, and like you guys walk around the corner and he like twitches towards you. And Mickey comes up and introduces you to Jamie and Jamie.
Which one's Jamie?
Big one. And then the smaller one goes, I'm Jamie. Don't listen to him.
You can call me Grimes, and I extend a hand, which is actually uncharacteristically clean at the moment.
Yeah. The big guy looks at you up and down for a moment while the small twitchy guy immediately like hops up and comes over and shakes your hand and says, here we're going to be doing good things together.
Yeah. Here there's a chimney needs sweeping up in Fenden. I could always use some company on the road.
That'd be good. Say, how do you keep people from falling down castle sides? You know? Like, you get pretty high, right? What happens when you fall? How do you keep from falling?
Don't let go. You know, they've got this device for climbing mountains called a harness, and I like dig around in my like bucket of things for like this like collection of belts. Or it's like a bunch of belts all woven together. But you can for the uninitiated or faint of heart, you can strap this on. It's like a belt. You can loop a rope through here.
He like looks at the thing and kind of shakes it around a bit and goes, Grimes, this is uncharacteristically kinky of you.
I give him a wink. Yep.
All right.
You know, ladies often afraid of heights. It's
Did you get a hey from your...
You got a hey. They appreciate a little extra reassurance climbing the mountains. I don't know. Bosch euphemisms.
They nod back and forth. Kind of, you know,
I shove it back in my bucket of gear.
All right. And I think the three of you, Mickey's staying behind. He's just a little gopher. The three of you are going to set off and head towards...
I think a little surprised. I look to Mickey as we're leaving. Not coming?
No. I got a busy day ahead of me. A lot of running around the city looking for folks.
I look to the two Jamies and size them up.
The strong one still hasn't said anything. He's kind of got like a set look about him. The other one seems distracted by something happening in the kitchen right now.
I like lean into the big one and say, why is he so twitchy?
Big one just kind of looks at you up and down and gives a bit of a grunt.
Man, a few words. I shrug and try and cover up my nervousness as I follow the Jamies out of town. Do they lead the way, or am I?
Yep, the burly Jamie leads the way, heading north for the road. He's already got a backpack that seems to have food and water and other traveling supplies. And
munch on my pie, the last bits of my pie as we leave. I think I've got all of my like climbing stuff in my bag that I've been dragging around, as well as the little chimney brush and things like that. but I probably don't have like traveling gear or even really water. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, this map is so old and outdated that we're looking at right now.
Really?
The road does not cross that river. It stays on this side. This is a really old version of this map.
I mean, this is 15 years ago. Maybe the old road used to cross the river.
Maybe.
Isn't that is that Orcish territory?
It is Orcish territory. Good job.
Yeah. So at this point, does the road cross the river?
No, it does not.
Okay. I think we passed that fork and see the old road traveling the river, but that bridge has since been closed down. The
Closed
orcs,
down. It's been
the orcs now run that
damaged.
side of the Lamb Dune.
Yeah.
All right. Are the Jamies members of the family?
They are
I know
members
that?
of the
Can I-
family. You hear them referring to each other as brother sometimes. The small twitchy one you overhear saying, "Hey brother, take a look at that." And you would know that brother is more of a like internal member of the family. Cousin is sort of like your rank of a little bit on the outside. Brother is like you're all the way in, you're working for us all the time. And then like aunts and uncles are the leadership cast. So you're a cousin. Mickey's a cousin. These guys are brothers.
All right. Do we see anyone on the road? No trouble getting out of the city walls?
No trouble getting out. They don't search you leaving the city. No one really cares. There are plenty of people on the road. It's fairly well traveled at this time of year. And when you get to Fenden, it's not a walled city, and they don't really check for weapons. Although you do know you would know that if you were wearing armor or a shield or had some like weapons of war on you, you'd probably be stopped by local law. But you guys, I don't think have any obvious weapons or armor.
Yeah. Although in Fenden, it's kind of who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, Fenden, like the cops might stop you if that would be a pretense to stop you for regular troublemaking. You know, like they want to get a bribe out of you, they might come on over and bitch about your armor or your weapons or whatever.
Yeah. So how long was the walk to Fenden? It's probably well after dark by the time we get here.
It's a 15-mile journey, so it'll take you the most of your day.
Okay, but
not all of it.
Sure.
Yeah. So you arrive in Fenden in the evening. The two Jamies will head towards this small inn and tavern over there. It's kind of a rundown place off the side of the road, just a few blocks in town. Looks like it's seen better days. Some of the bedrooms upstairs are closed because of like a leaky roof. You can like see it from the outside where there's like a patchwork up there, and it's kind of a mess. But this is their sort of joint, and so they come on in and find a spot by the fire. There's some people playing cards over on one side of the room. The other side of the room are just people sitting, munching on food and drinking quietly amongst themselves. The two Jamies sort of ignore everything and go for a spot right near the fireplace.
My eyes light up when I see the card game going, but I don't begrudgingly follow the Jamies to the fireplace.
As you're sitting here, the smaller Jamie goes, "So, you haven't asked any questions about what we're doing, where we're going?"
I figured you'd fill me in when I need to know.
Lord Balshir. That's where we're going, he says. It's got a keep, center of town area-ish.
In town.
In town, yep. Kind of down by the river, just past the confluence. There's we need access to the upper bedroom. It's located in a tower. Yeah. We're gonna need.
I look to Big Jamie, and my eyes rest on him for a second, a little skeptical.
Just Big Jamie. I'll be keep an eye down below, while
I
the
think
two of
I
you
look
make
Big
it happen.
Jamie up and down and try and gauge his weight.
Big Jamie's a well-built gentleman.
Should we roll for it, or you just want to
Yeah, why don't you give me a gauge check?
Yeah, I think I've got my unaided skills, but let's just go with what I have on the character sheet. So 22. 12 is my gauge skill. Well, 12.3.
Okay. And let's see what that gets us. Where is my documentation? Climb gauge. Here we go. 22. You are looking at a person, so you have like a general note. Weight within 5%. Yeah, so he's about 220 pounds.
Okay.
And it's not all muscle. It's like more of the strongman style, or he doesn't have like a glistening, gleaming, tightly built body, but like he's just a big, strong guy.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to drag him up the side of a tower if it comes down to it. He's going to have to pull his own weight.
The smaller Jamie looks at you and goes, "That's not going to be a problem, is it?"
Of course not.
Of course not. Good.
Should we scope the place out tonight?
He gives a bit of a nod. I think we're gonna leave that to you. I have some details to take care of, and this guy here, he likes a warm fire. Probably won't be very much used to you scoping things out anyway.
I nod. Have we gotten food and drink yet, or did we just sit down?
You've sat down, and a waiter is coming over to you on the way.
I order a quick ale and maybe a bite to eat, and then I'll be on. I say I'll be on my way once I fill my belly.
Okay. They give you some food. It's pretty good. It's greasy spoon level of, it's nice. It's nice.
I'm a Wickthron street rat. I don't think I have a very refined taste.
No. Okay. So, the two Jamies stay behind while you... What are you going to do?
Head down towards the river. I think I leave my sweep stuff behind. Did we already rent a room?
It seems that they are taking care of that.
Okay.
Or something. Yeah. That's not particularly clear, but I think you get the impression you should end up back at that place tonight.
Yeah. I think I stashed my stuff somewhere hidden and leave it behind.
Your chimney sweep stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just head out without much gear. I pull my hat down over my eyes to look nonchalant. I don't know. Hands in pockets of my nondescript brown plain clothes and take a walk through the town.
All right.
What's the weather like? Is it clear, raining?
There's a light drizzle.
Blizzard conditions?
No, it's a very light drizzle. With Von Marenta, Drekis area tends to get a lot of rain, as you can see by this giant forest that encompasses most of the country. It's a very wet area.
That's good. It'll it'll provide me some cover, give me a good excuse to pull this hat down low over my face, and I'm just gonna do a little walk around, see if I can find this keep. I guess I don't really have anything other than a name, so I'm just going to head over by the river and hope that it's obvious.
It is obvious, yeah. You get like a little bit into town, and then there's like a clearing down a road, and you see this keep, which is pretty impressive, actually. It's like a series of towers that are all joined together. The top one must be at least 6 floors high. It's
How many towers did you say there are?
There's like 4 different towers, and there's like a small building at the base of it that's maybe 1 story, maybe 2 stories tall, depending on what, the height, the elevation that its foundation's on. And then there's these 4 towers that are all kind of like clumped together, not necessarily at the corners. So
Yeah. So I think
bird's eye
I'm
view.
on the main road looking. You said it's the sort of down. You said
Yeah,
down a little. There's like
it's that way.
not exactly a driveway, but
Well, you just come to like a road that gives you what do we call it? Line of sight, where there's no like second story buildings or trees blocking the route.
and is that the closest building to the river? Like it's like a riverfront.
Not quite. There's a few blocks between it and the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like maybe this was an old keep, and the town has grown up around it. Is that?
It definitely could be, because it's not too far from where the road crosses the Odilla River, and so it's fairly close to that. It's definitely the sort of thing where, like, this is a major trade port with the big, gentle river here, and it could easily have been the town growing up around it. That would be a good analysis.
Is this the largest keep that I've seen?
Outside of the castle in Wicthron Renta, yes.
I mean, in this town, is this like the?
Oh yeah, it's like the only keep in this town.
Okay, it is. So this is. So is this the? Do I guess that this is the lord that runs the place? I guess I wouldn't really have any idea, but
that's
based on the size of the keep, it probably is.
The size and the location, yeah. This is definitely whoever's running this town here.
Yeah. So we're talking. It's like here-ish. I guess not quite on the river, but that side of the confluence. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm standing here on the road. I think I probably duck over to a tree and sort of lean casually against it, and look, thinking how I need to take up smoking or something to have a hobby that
allows you to stand around.
Me to loiter. Do I see anyone about? Like, are there any guards patrolling the road?
You do see
at the door.
You see a couple of people quickly darting across the streets to stay out of the rain. There are a few carriages that are being pulled around here and there.
Just on the street, though, right?
Just on the street, right?
Yeah, so I think I casually lean against this tree, taking refuge from the rain.
Yeah.
Hide in the shadows as best I can, but I think more in like a casual, don't notice me way than in a like a sneaky way. But same. And I sort of look down the private road or whatever that leads to the keep and watch for maybe 10 minutes. Do I see any signs of movement down there? I assume there are lights on in the towers.
There are. While you're leaning against this tree and watching, you also see what looks to be a knight, kind of very casually plodding down the road on his horse, almost like enjoying the rain.
The city road.
Yes, the road that you're on. Yeah.
I think if he looks like he's coming my way, I will split well before he shows up. I think I will. Is this like from the map? It looks forested, but we are in a city, so I'm like.
Yes, I mean there's a lot of trees in and amongst the town. Since there's no well-defined town wall, there's only a few paved roads in here, and everything else is dirt, and so there's just this stuff growing all over the place.
Okay, so maybe I'll back into the thicket and slip away before the knight has a chance to see me. I don't know if we need to make any opposed rolls to do that, or if he's.
Give me a hide check, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see. You are.
So this is
There's good cover, so I would say +4 for cover. I'd probably say -2 for reaction. Soft light would be on the spot check. Cover is also abundant, so 4, 2, -2, +4 total, I think.
I think my hide is 15. That seems high, but I'm just gonna go with what I've got.
That's fine.
Written down on my beginning character sheet. So +4, you said?
+4 total, yeah.
27. Not a problem.
By his.
So I think I was probably already pretty discreetly loitering in the shadows, but I just slip back into the bushes next to me and wait for the night to pass.
Yeah, he comes by quite slowly, actually, just plodding on his horse, who seems a little worn down, looking this way and that. He's got an older scabbard You can kind of see like where a little bit of the leather is broken off, and the sword is visible below. Yeah. Eventually, he passes.
He doesn't go into the keep. He just sort of patrolling. Do I see any flag or sigil on him?
Yes, you do see a sigil on him. Do you have heraldry, or how well do you know that? Okay.
No, not at all. I would have no idea which swords are which, but I will take note of it in case I see it again.
Yes.
Or at least to know that he... Yeah, go ahead.
It's a black bird in like a silver ring around it.
Yeah, okay, so at least to note that he is a knight or whatever, and not a sheriff, which I'm guessing is probably most of the law enforcement in this region.
Yes.
Actually, looking up at the keep, is there a flag with the same sigil?
There is a flag, but it's kind of like wet and draping. You know, there's no wind, so it's hard to tell.
So I think I now just crouch in this bush and continue watching for the rest of the 10 minutes, getting a feel for the towers. I still see no one? Like there's not a guard out front or anything like that?
No, you don't see any guards out front. You actually haven't even seen anyone go in or out of the keep in the 10 minutes that you've been watching.
Have the lights changed? Where do I see the lights?
There are lights in all 4 of the towers. Just in various windows.
Various windows.
Yeah, there must be like 5 or 6 lights on your side of the building alone.
I'm feeling bold. I think if I get a clear coast, if the coast is clear, I will dash across the street and get a closer look at the keep. So actually sneak onto the keep's grounds. Do I see anyone? Do I get a moment where the road is clear, or is there pretty heavy traffic?
No, it's quite light traffic today.
Okay. So I sort of crouch and surreptitiously run across the street and take cover in a bush over there, and wait another minute or so to make sure that I wasn't spotted. And then I'm going to slip. Is there a forest basically surrounding the keep and then a clearing within? Is that the sound of it? Or
no, let's try. Let's scroll up and to the right a little bit, and I'm going to do a quick doodle for us. So let's see. If the town is defined by the rivers that flow through it, and this section of the river is heavier. So the keep is maybe here-ish. The town itself probably extends like this. So it's sort of in the center, but also, the bottom side a little bit more. There we go. And so it's all sort of forested everywhere, but it's not particularly thick in town. There's just like lots of trees about and bushes about. The stuff just kind of like grows everywhere like weeds.
But the keep is cleared. It's not like it has...
The keep is just kind of like built into the city. There's like the wall of it comes right along a dirt road. And like the only paved roads are kind of right along the riverfront here. And then like a little bit of paved roads that cross towards
Okay, so am I along the riverfront?
No, you're going to be like 2 or 3 blocks in on a dirt road that would lead towards the front of the keep. And it just like runs right along the wall and keeps on going. And the keep has seemingly no door guards on the outside.
Is it a stone wall?
Yes, it is a stone keep. Although you can see various colors of stone, letting you know that it's been built over the generations. They keep adding onto it and adding onto it and adding onto it. The latest addition is that tall, like 6-story tower.
And you say wall, is that like the outside of the tower, or is there a separate wall outside
There's not a curtain wall. It's just like keep, boom, done.
Okay.
Yeah. It's quite direct.
All right. Okay. Okay. So I guess I've dashed across the street and I'm standing probably near the front door as far as I can gather, or is there not an obvious front?
Oh, it's an obvious front door. You're standing as close to it as you would like to be.
Probably 10, 20 feet to the side of it. And I'm just sort of inspecting the stone. I probably don't take more than 30 seconds or a minute to just feel the stone and look up the tower and to think about how easy it would be to climb. I assume this is. Let's look at our climbing tables.
Yeah. This is definitely, like, you're going to be climbing the newest one. So it's brick or stone, but it's well maintained. So I'm going to say a penalty of 4 for climbing that. It is not. Yeah, so penalty of 4, and if you climb it while it's still raining, another 4 for it being wet. But that's it. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to stand up and walk down the street and kind of circle around. Is there is the keep positioned on a street, or is it like, is there are there streets that wrap around it? Is it on a corner, or is it like in the middle of the street?
It's in the middle of the street.
So there's no alley or no way to get to the back of it?
You could walk around it. There's not like a building smack adjacent to the walls, you know? Like, there's not a clearing around it so much. There's like a few things here.
Is there a garden, or is it just a...
No, there's no gardens around it. You know, maybe there's a tree here, a bush here, an old shack kind of close to it here, an old abandoned well. You know, so the area around it has some stuff, but it's not particularly useful or interesting. It's just kind of overgrown and old.
How far is it to the nearest building?
The nearest building would be directly across from the keep. There is a small stable there, yeah.
So that's even across the street is actually closer than the nearest building to the sides?
Yes. I think it's directly across the street is maybe like 15 feet. And then you've got like stables with the stable office building off on one side. And the buildings to either side are maybe like 40 or 50 feet.
And is there a garden in between?
Just kind of
dirt, grass,
dirt that's had like random shit has been growing in.
Yeah, but trees I assume have been cleared for defensiveness or whatever.
It looks like they've been lazy on clearing the trees. There's a few like 10-foot trees. Yeah, some things that have started to grow up that just no one's been working about.
So I've like gotten up and I'm walking down the street. And I'll pause and check if the coast is clear again. Is there anyone within sight?
There's a couple of people standing in the street, a block away, having an argument.
I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to walk down the street and take a turn and see if I can circle around to the other side of the keep. So walk down the next street over.
Yeah. You walk down the other one. It doesn't run right alongside the keep. Behind the keep, there's a dip in the ground, like a divot. There was a sinkhole once or something like that. But it's now just kind of like rocky and overgrown. And you walk alongside this divot, which is maybe
so there's no
feet.
Building to its back,
right? It's just like this 80-foot clear area of this big divot, maybe 40 feet across, 15 feet deep, and more shrubbery and overgrown nonsense.
I checked the coast here. Is there anyone on this street?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. 21.
Perfect. You see nothing. Well, I mean, you see that there is no one.
Yeah. I will actually slip into this divot and take cover somewhere in that like empty lot or whatever you'd call it.
Yep.
And I'm going to wait like 5 minutes in hiding there and see if anyone comes, if I was spotted, anything like that. On high alert, ready to run for it or something.
No, you're hanging out here, looking around. No one else is coming. You're getting a little bit soaked from the constant rain, but it seems pretty quiet. You notice like up in one of these windows, must be one of the ladies' windows, is you can see shadows moving back and forth, and the shadow of like someone changing out of their dressing gowns and into their like nightgowns. But it's just the shadows on the walls.
Yeah. Do any of the? So I'm looking up there, probably trying to see if there's a lookout or anything. But all I see is lady changing. Mm-hmm. Is there a lookout tower? Like, is it seem like any of these rooms has someone positioned to be watching below, or are they?
No, it doesn't. It seems really lax security here, which is, I mean, this is Fenden's like in the heart of Drekis, right next to the capital, and Drekis has been like a united kingdom for generations upon generations. So it's clear that they're not too concerned about fending off invading armies. You know, like Fenden hasn't been attacked by monsters or armies in probably hundreds, maybe 1,000 years. So they're all pretty kind of like, it's the keep, whatever. You've seen no lookouts, and you know that the highest point on the tallest tower is the spot that you're going to, which would make sense to be the lookout point, but they keep referring to it as the upper bedroom. So,
Which side is that tower on? Is it on the street side, on the other side of the keep, or is it on this back side?
It is on the back side. Yeah.
And is that so? The bedroom with the shadows moving, is that in this 6-story tower?
Yes, it is on like the 4th floor of the 6-story tower.
Okay. So I'm sort of crouched in this ravine behind a boulder or something, sizing things up. I was thinking to move closer. I probably feel comfortable moving closer, but I feel like I've gotten enough intel. So I'm going to turn around and wait for whoever may be walking by the street to walk past, and then slip back into the street and casually walk back towards the tavern.
All right. You make your way back towards the tavern, and you find the big Jamie sitting there by the fire, a cup of something in his hand, kind of looking into the flames. And you see the little Jamie hanging out nearby, chatting with a couple of randoms, you know? There's like 3 people, you don't recognize them. You're just having a good time chatting with the boys and girls.
I walk over to Big Jamie, probably as if I don't know him, and sort of stand next to him and like wring out my hat into the fire, and whatever wet clothes I have, and say, blustery night out there. And I look sideways to little Jamie.
Little Jamie sees you, gives you like a smile and a wave and wink, and continues with his conversation. Big Jamie eventually kind of like grabs a nearby bowl of something and kind of just hands it to you.
Cheers. I sit down next to the fire and warm up, eat the bowl, and I guess wait for a chance to report to little Jamie.
Yeah, he seems engrossed in conversation for the better part of an hour.
I guess I'm patient. I warm up, I eat, and wait the hour. Does he come over at some point after that?
Yeah, it seems like they must know each other, because they end with hugs and high fives and smiles. And then little Jamie comes on over to you guys and says, hey, how's it going? Did you get everything you need?
I took a look at the place. Security seems lax. No guards, no lookouts.
Good.
No wall. I saw a knight maybe on patrol. Blackbird. I like tap the chest.
He gives a shrug. Well, as long as he's not there when we're there.
No. We going for the tallest tree?
Yeah, tallest tree. Highest branches, tallest tree. There's a nest up there. We're gonna be snatching some eggs.
I counted 6 branches to the nest. We want to go to the 6th.
6th branch? Yep.
It looks dark.
We good to go tonight? Or did you want to do some more recon?
We can probably go tonight. Can we assume that I have sufficient rope in my in my bag for this, or is that something I need to procure?
Yeah, they packed all the supplies, and they know the height of the building already, so they would have packed.
When I started the campaign, I had 24 feet of rope, I think, for weight requirements, but we can assume that
they have like
that we had more.
They have 100 feet of rope with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rain may complicate things, I say, but provide us some cover.
Coolio.
What time is it? It's actually, after waiting an hour, it's probably pretty late, isn't it?
It's quite late. The sun has set. It's definitely, people are starting to turn in for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. So it's probably only like 9 or 10. What do we think?
Yeah, something like that.
We may want to wait a little bit.
They give a
question.
They know.
Let things quiet down.
Little Jamie goes over and taps Big Jamie on the shoulder and says, "You ready for your work, big guy?" And Big Jamie gives a half-hearted nod. And I guess you guys wait.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit darker, a little bit later, and eventually the time comes. What is the time? Is it just a few hours?
Midnight, probably. I think maybe our best plan is for me to go first alone and see if I can secure a rope. And then if that goes well, I can come for you. You can be waiting nearby or here. How far are we? How far is this tavern from the keep?
10-minute walk. Little Jamie says to you, sorry, boss. If we're doing this tonight, we should be leaving town tonight. We're not sticking around.
Okay.
We gotta get what we're here for and go.
Well, let's give it a shot. I say we approach from the back. There's a nice abandoned ravine or pit or something we can sneak up through.
All right. I dig it. And I guess you lead the two Jamies over towards the back of the keep. It's late.
I think we wait for a coast to be clear.
Yeah.
And I tell them, find a spot nearby to sit tight, look casual.
You do so. They do so.
I'll when you hear the owl hoot, you can follow me across the ravine. And so they hang out loitering somewhere.
Yep.
And if there's no one on the street, I'm gonna crouch and run across the street. Can we get some sneaky? I
was gonna go into break and do sneaky climbing on the other side of our break.
Perfect. We'll sort out the music in the interim.
See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.